since Chilltown boy LeBrick James came back, we ain't even seen the same AD no more. Because Jack a lot of records is out there trying to get a scoring record instead of winning games and flush the season down the toilet last night. But guess what? Chilltown won't come in here and talk about that.
Actually, I was. I'm glad you brought that up, Ticket. Actually, I was, because the first thing that I was going to do was I was going to talk about what the plan is with AD. AD was the guy who was supposed to have the dominant space on the floor. That's why they were rolling. He was 31-14 over these last 15 games, over these last 14 games, over these last 10 games. I'm sorry, 31-14. Not only were they rolling, right? He hasn't taken a three-pointer. He's played on the box, in the mid post, and in the mid range. They not getting nothing from their guys on the perimeter. They went last night specifically. Their starters went 6 for 19 on the long ball. They're not built to play like that. They're built to play to their strength. What is their strength? Their strength is Anthony Davis. He is the guy with the dominant space. And last night, when I watched Anthony Davis, over the last 3 games, Anthony Davis is 9 for 10 in the fourth quarter. 9 for 10 in the fourth quarter. Meanwhile, last night, Anthony Davis takes 2 shots in the fourth quarter. James took 8. Instead of going,
that's not new.
Yes, it is. Yes, because the reason why is because they were winning when James wasn't on the floor. They were winning. So now we get back to James having the ball instead of James going to Anthony Davis and going, big fella, we up 17, take us home. Instead of him doing that, he's shooting the long ball. He's taking all the shots. Meanwhile, Anthony Davis, who we've been winning with, who's had the dominant space, this was the plan right from the door. We're going to run the offense through you. You're going to be the guy that's going to take us home. The only problem with him was health, because we've seen stretches like this from Anthony Davis when he was in New Orleans. Right before he got traded, I believe he had a 10-game stretch where he went 34 and 15 for 10 straight games. Now, don't get me wrong. This team, I said it, this was a week ago. I thought they were the worst team in the NBA. And I still stand on that logic. With the talent that they have, I still feel like that. If they don't play to their strengths, which is Anthony Davis having the dominant space and him being the best player offensively and them running the offense through them, what you see now is going to continue, because we can't win with James shooting all the shots. It's not going to work. It is not going to work.
But I gotta give you a standing ovation. That's the first time I ever heard you criticize your king. So I had to I had to give you a standing ovation, because that ain't nothing but the truth. And I'm gonna tell you something. If he don't watch out, if he doesn't watch out, they're gonna blow that team. They're gonna trade AD like Fluent said. They're gonna blow that team, and they're gonna surprise everybody. And I agree with Fluent. I trade AD right now at his highest peak right now. I get him out of there. Period. Trade him today.
You could probably get the most for him right now if you moved off it.
Listen, let's be honest. With that team, that makeup is not winning a championship. So you know what? Let's look to the future. You can you can get the most right now for him, because he does look so good.
What do you trade him for, though? Who do you trade him for?
Hold on, Ron.
Are you getting players to be competitive right now?
That's the plan, Ron, because if you think about it, I mean, the Utah Jazz got 6. What, they got 4 ones for Rudy? What you think Anthony Davis goes for? I can get at least 3 ones for him.
Hey, hold on. Chill. I've said this before, bro, but he's hurt now. I go do it for Cat, because guess what? If I get Cat fits better with LeBron in my opinion anyways, because how well he shoots the 3. But he's younger. He is more reliable, even though he got hurt. He'll be out for about a few weeks now. I like the Cat deal right now. You give me Cat and maybe a couple of those role players or Cat and a couple picks, I'll do the AD for Cat deal right now, and then I'll turn around and flip Russ and go see if I can get Kyrie. That's what if I'm the Lakers, that's what I do.
You're not trading him for today.
You shouldn't get Kyrie, because Kyrie's on a contract year, so that wouldn't make sense to get Kyrie. Unless you're trying to get Kyrie,
you get Kyrie because you're going to re-sign Kyrie. See what I'm saying? You're the most likely team that's going to re-sign him.
That's a risk, though. That's a really big risk. That's a really big risk.
No, it's not a risk. No, it's not a risk. The Lakers, hold on. It's not a risk. That's the team he wanted to go to. Listen, whether we like it or not, we have to be honest. Hold on, we have to be honest. Chilltown said something that made a lot of sense about with LeBron, but here's another angle you can look at it at. You also have to have a guy with a mindset like Kyrie to get the ball up off LeBron James in those situations. Because if you're not aggressive, you don't have that mindset. Like AD, he's very passive around LeBron James. If he had a more aggressive mindset like Shaq did with Kobe, AD would be aggressive in every situation. So I just don't blame it on LeBron. I blame it on AD because he ain't forceful enough asking for the ball when LeBron James in the game. it's like he's afraid to demand the ball from LeBron. But if you had a dude like Kyrie on the team, Kyrie ain't gonna ask LeBron, can I get the ball? Kyrie will go get the ball and do what he do. And sometimes you need guys like that.
Go ahead, take it. Keep going. I'm sorry. Keep going.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you need guys like that, and that's the dude right there. To me, at this stage, that fits the best with LeBron James. If you were to move AD and go get a guy like Cat, you have Cat who shoots 40 from the three, who puts up damn near the same numbers AD puts up for his career. AD's better defensively, but if you do that and then you move Russ and whatever you need to move to pick and go get Kyrie, I like their chances a lot better because now you have a closer, you have a dude who can help close the deal with Kyrie. You have a big man that can post up and shoot.
He's hurt. He's
out for about 3 to 4 weeks. But hey, listen, it's an even trade. If you get Cat in a couple picks, that's an even deal. Because guess what? The T-Wolves ain't going nowhere like I told y'all this season. They're frauds.
What defense would they have? What defense would they have?
That's where I was going with it.
Go ahead.
That's where coaching comes in because now what I think Darvin Ham has done is I do think Darvin Ham does some good things schematically with his team to put them in good positions defensively. Sometimes you don't have to have all-world defenders to play a great level of defense. Sometimes it's schematics and just positioning and different things like an effort. You know what I'm saying? For me, like I said before, bro, if you look at that Lakers team, it's still some other tweaks that you can make. But I love if the Lakers make the deal for AD now. And everybody said, hey, this is the perfect time. Minnesota may be willing to listen for a Cat deal now after seeing what that team look like right now. And like I said, Brooklyn, we already know they're trying to come off Kyrie. If you can get your hands off Russ, maybe they want those picks. I do it to keep Kyrie, sign him in the future. That way LeBron James feel better. He knows he's playing for something. And then I got you a big man that put up the same numbers as AD, but is a better three-point shooter. That way you still got more space to operate if you're LeBron James versus with AD, who's a poor three-point shooter.
Chill. What was you going to say about the defense?
Number one, and Ticket beat me to it. Well, we can't take Darvin Ham off the hook for this. And the reason why we can't take him off the hook for this, because as a coach, I mean, it's your job to put together plans to get your big guys involved in the game. I watched AD 2 nights ago. Not 2 nights ago. I watched him last night. I watched him go 4 trips where he didn't shoot the basketball. He didn't touch the ball. 4 trips. We can't have our best offensive player, our best big, our best rim protector, our best rebounder. The reason why he's doing this stuff is because he's involved in the offense the way he is. Now, we all know that big guys, they play harder when you involve them more in the offense. Now, when I got a guy like Anthony Davis, who is our best offensive player, but doesn't touch the ball 4 straight trips, that's a problem. And I think that's coaching. That's where you got to get these guys together. Yo, this guy hasn't touched the ball. This guy hasn't touched the ball. Get him involved in the offense. Now, I would like to see Anthony Davis more aggressive, but that's just not his makeup. So that's where the coach comes in and gets involved in that more. Now, in terms of moving off of him and moving him to Minnesota for Anthony Davis, well, now I'm moving my best rim protector. I'm moving my best interior offensive player. I'm moving my best interior defensive player to somebody else, and I'm getting a lot less back. And I'm basically getting the same thing, something similar offensively. That doesn't really make us that
more
much
consistency.
Better. That doesn't really
more consistency and
that doesn't make us that much better. But what it does do is it does what it does do is it gives you it does give you my point is that it does give us more value offensively, and it does keep AD and it does keep Cat in the lineup. Who's a guy who is more dependable, even though he's hurt right now. He is more dependable offensively because he's on the floor, not because he's a better offensive player than Anthony Davis. Because I don't think that. I just think that he's more dependable. No doubt about that. Now, when I think about moving off of him and Kyrie, y'all gonna roast me for this, but I love Russell Westbrook in Minnesota. I don't like Russell Westbrook in Minnesota. I love him in Minnesota.
I
love him. The reason why I love him in Minnesota, because them young dudes that they got, you're going to have to live with the turnovers, Tone, but Russell speed the game up. In addition to Russ speeding the game up, he going to get them big guys involved. He going to get Rudy involved. He going to get Cat better shots. He's going to get Anthony Edwards better shots, right? Because he's going to speed the game up. He's going to open up the offense for these guys even more. The problem with the Lakers is, the problem with Minnesota and the Lakers, they don't really have anything to give each other. I mean, they gave all of their picks. They gave all of their picks to Utah, right? Mm-hmm. And the Lakers gave all of their picks to New Orleans. So in terms of trading, we really don't have a lot of leverage in terms of trading. So it's really wishful thinking more than anything.
a joint, wait,